Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited about today's video. I'm going to be talking about one of my highly recommended books if you're interested in building a stronger relationship with your child. This book is called How Children Succeed and it's by Paul Tough. He talks a lot about how children require not just a strong environment academically, but also an environment that helps them promote character, grit, responsibility, compassion, empathy, things like that are definitely going to help them succeed later on in life. But one of the ideas that he talks a lot about, especially in the beginning half of the book where he's talking a lot about his research and other psychologists' research around the world, how to promote a stronger relationship with your child. He specifically studied children in lower income families, people coming from, not so good of a background, but I think it can apply anywhere. I think it's very important to have a strong relationship with your child, one in which they feel comfortable talking about their feelings on a day-to-day basis. Because especially in my situation, I know that I wasn't very explicit about my feelings with my parents. I'd never really talked about them, and I think that's what kind of led me to a place where I always felt like I needed to keep them inside, and it ended up hurting me in the long run. I wasn't able to talk about the way I was feeling in school, or not that I wasn't able to, I just didn't feel like my parents had that kind of relationship with me. I developed certain coping mechanisms, which I talked about in my last video, where I became severely overweight in middle school and high school. Do I think that they were directly correlated? Maybe, maybe not. But I do think that children who feel very comfortable talking to their parents will eventually develop a strong relationship with their parents in which they feel comfortable talking to. This would definitely help with children who could possibly develop severe, either anxiety disorders or depression later on in their life. They feel that they need to hold these feelings inside, and it eventually manifests itself into something like anxiety or depression, where they just can't cope with their feelings. Essentially, I think that's what depression is. Like, people don't realize that they are capable of taking a situation and dealing with it in whichever way they can. They can react to it any way they can. They are able to not let a certain event affect them, whether that event makes them feel angry, upset, sad, that's okay. But you can choose how you want to react to that situation. You can allow yourself not to let that one specific event control the rest of your day. You have that power. Well, you are the only person that controls your thoughts, right? Nothing, no situation or other person can control you but you. You are responsible, basically. You are responsible for the way you feel. That is the moral. But anyways, moving on to what this video is actually about. Promoting strong relationships with your child. It's important to talk about your feelings and let your child know that it's okay to feel the way that they're feeling, but developing certain mechanisms in which they can respond to their feelings, or let them know it is okay to feel that way, but you don't have to. I think letting your child know that the way they're feeling is completely normal is so important. Everybody has days where they're sad or angry, upset, frustrated, and that's completely normal, especially for children. Growing up is hard. It is hard work. It's okay to feel those feelings and let them know that you're open to discussing those feelings with them. Especially for younger children, I think it's very important to carve out a certain amount each day to spending time with them, whether that being playing games or drawing with them, writing with them. I think drawing and writing are one of the two most important things that you can instill into your child, especially when it comes to expressing their feelings. When they're angry at something, tell them to draw an angry picture and let out their frustration. Or even when they're happy, make note of this moment in time. Same thing goes with writing. I am angry because my brother hit me. I am upset because mommy didn't let me eat the cookie. Setting out the time to let them make note of the way they're feeling in that moment. Dealing with anger, I think this is really important. It's breathing exercises. I know it's so hard to instill this in a child because, especially like a toddler, drawing and writing can be very easy things to use. When we're raising a child, we don't always think about personal development, and I think that is so important, especially now and like the age that we have come to. But why not introduce that into a child's life where they can start actively dealing with their stress, even as a toddler. I think toddlers still have stress. Showing them that there are ways to deal with this, even just sitting down with them, even if it's just for 2 minutes. Just show them that it's okay to be silent for a little bit. Your mind doesn't always have to be running. Another thing for dealing with anger, exercise. It's a great way to deal with frustration. And toddlers can still exercise. You can say, hey, if you're feeling a little angry, go run it off. Just be mindful of where your child is at in life. Allow them to express their feelings in a way that's appropriate for where they're at in life. It's always good to reach for the next step. So when it becomes slightly difficult, I think that's the perfect happy medium of where they should be at. They should always be pushing themselves, trying a little bit harder, meditating a little longer, writing a little longer, more advanced vocabulary. That's why I think it's so important to introduce them to these types of mechanisms that can be used to cope with frustration and anger and anxiety and stress and all of that at a young age. I'm actually like so sick right now, but I'm still recording this video because I think it's important and you guys should know about this. But anyways, another easy way to promote strong relationships with your child is being there for them every single day. I know it's hard, especially if you're a working parent or if both parents are working, or even if it's just you raising that child. I think it is very important to allow for unstructured and uninterrupted time for your child on a day-to-day basis, whether that be playing a game with them if they're a toddler, or if they're older, watching a show with them, a movie with them, something that's not so focused on you should be doing this, you should be doing that, blah 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 blah, a daily routine type thing. Just letting them know that you're there for them is key. It's key. And I think you should develop this each day, whether that be even 5 minutes, or whether that's an hour some days. It'll vary depending on both of your schedules. But I think letting them know that you're there is so important. Those were just a few. If you're struggling at home, connecting with your toddler or your infant even, or teenager. But those are some really good ideas about how to build that strong relationship with them and keep that strong relationship with them. So with that being said, I just wanted to conclude today's video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.